kind of trade verses back and forth? How does that all work between the two of you?
It all depends, because my man's pen just bleeds when it comes down to it. So like sometimes we'll write together and he'll get frustrated at the fact that I haven't wrote anything yet, and I'm just trying to figure it out, and then he'll just start writing like in 2s or 4s or however it broke up, and we'll just put it together that way. But you know, verses back and forth, we try to change up the formula each time. I mean, we'll be like, all right, what haven't we done? All right, well, let's do 1-1, 2-3, 4-1, 2-1. You know, like talking about writing different bars. So we try to switch it up and keep it like fresh each time, so no rhyme is like the previous one.
Yeah, like just for the record, like, you know, people like Oslo, there's like, you know, there's two dudes rhyming, like, you know, who's better at what or whatever. Like, you know, Bearcat just kills me on the freestyle. Like, that's what's up. Like, if I battle this dude right now in front of y'all, like I will lose terribly. Like, that's my word.
Nasty.
Yeah, like
go.
Like it's a weird thing. Like, it's just like the gift that I have. Like, my tongue does not work as fast as my hand, and I write it like that. But as a general rule, but as a general rule, if you hear these songs and say Bearcat's like rhyming something, and I come in and I just rhyme for like a bar, and he comes back and just gets right on it, there's a good chance that he wrote that bar that I said, and vice versa. If I'm rhyming and he just comes in and says a little something, there's a good chance that I wrote that. For the most part, when you see us rhyming like full verses, Bearcat wrote what he wrote, and I wrote what I wrote for the most part, and then the choruses we kind of just like split up between us and Paul's usually.
Yeah, you get the notebook sometime, and it'll be like things underlined, and sometimes you see like every other word is underlined. That means that that's what you have to say, and you didn't write it, so learning it is definitely a challenge. So once it all comes together, it's like pie, you know what I mean? It just makes you smile.
Well, I noticed too that you guys have songs that, like American Man has kind of a cohesive theme, holding it together. There's this one thing, to me at least, it might not be this way, but when I was listening to JJ, the next song, it was kind of more scattershot, kind of different themes all combining into one song. And I didn't know if sometimes you're going for an idea. You've got this idea for American Man. Other times maybe you're just, hey, I've got these ideas and let's just kind of fit it together. Or
yeah, when we wrote JJ, it was a different time. I mean, we had a DJ Z-Dub, and we had like a singer, a female singer, Ayana, and it was just a different time in like our in our experience. So like the songs we were writing were more like, we want to get people moving but also thinking. So it's kind of how we coined the psychedelic neck hop thing, you know what I mean? It's like, it's running around your brain a little bit, but yet you're agreeing with it, so your neck is kind of hopping, you know?
I was going to ask if you kind of almost use your words as almost like the cadence of it, as another instrument.
Definitely try to, like,
yeah, this is a good example. Like, there's some songs like American Man or like Ballad that we just did where there's a clear idea of like, this happened, or we want to express, this sentiment or whatever. But sometimes the song will start out and it'll just be like 2 words, Like I'll be like, damn, like minimal cinnamon sounds really good together. Like minimal cinnamon, minimal cinnamon, and and a 3rd word will spawn off of that, and it'll just take off, and 30 minutes later we'll have a song.
There's also lyrics that pop up. There's some in this, kissed a snake and heard the ocean talk, and I thought, all right, I gotta ask what's going on there.
A little Jim Morrison reference from the end. Ride the snake is long, gotta kiss the snake. A lot of my writing, especially several years ago, comes really fast and comes really hard, and the hardest part about writing a song is that's what she said.
I'm trying to know what you're doing here, okay? This thing coming really fast, coming
so hard. But yeah, so basically very quickly one word becomes another word, and it just kind of takes off, and I don't really, if it's flowing, I don't really stop that process. A lot of our songs, especially several years ago, were kind of like mini novels. Like you'd be like, what's that book about you just read? It's like, well, it's about a girl that likes this guy, and in the end, the girl dies. It's like, yeah, but like the guy's dad was in prison and you know the girl's a prostitute and she liked to eat oatmeal for dinner or whatever the fuck they're talking about. There's all these other details that are about it. So like this is kind of like a little mini novel, a little glimpse at a lot of things.
This is JJ.